Hey everybody, welcome. Welcome to our transformational journey of dropping the mask and meeting your authentic self. I'm so excited for this. I've been singing, getting myself ready, getting my energy ready to connect with you guys today, inviting in the energy of the sacred, of spirit to do this work with us today. It's going to be really beautiful, and I'm very excited. And welcome as you join. You just drop in the chat who's here, where you're from, and how you're feeling. Yeah, it's always interesting to learn where everyone's energy is at now. And then it's really cool to kind of notice how you feel at the beginning and then how you feel at the end as we go on journeys like this, because they can be so transformational. And it's really cool to check in with yourself and notice, how are you feeling right now on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being amazing, 0 being not great. So I'm going to be walking you guys through this really, really cool practice of releasing an energetic mask or energetic armoring. I'm going to give a few more minutes for everyone to join before we dig into it, though. So welcome. If you are just joining, drop in the chat. You can see and hear me okay, and where you're joining from. And you're welcome to drop in the chat if you like, or think to yourself, how am I feeling on a scale of 0 to 10, with 10 being amazing, 0 being not great. Just so we can try to track how you feel at the beginning and at the end of this journey that we're going to go on together. Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. So just drop in the chat if you can see and hear me okay, and where you're joining from. And yeah, I'm excited to get started soon. Welcome to Anna from New Orleans, feeling a 3. Okay, thanks for sharing. Awesome. If we can get that number up by the end of today, or by the end of the session. Yeah, and I'm going to talk to you, so a little bit of a high level view that we'll be getting into soon is I'm going to talk to you guys about energetic masks and armoring, what they are, how they show up in our lives, why it's important to release them. And we're going to be going into doing some journaling together. So I'm going to give you some journaling prompts. So you're going to want to have a pen and paper with you so you can kind of write some things down as we go. And then we will be going into the actual guided journey, which is like a shamanic journey, which is like going into your inner world and being guided and kind of going on a visionary journey together. So I'm going to be here guiding you through it. And there's going to be a lot of energy going into this. So even if you're somebody who normally doesn't see or feel things, you'll probably see or feel more today. Awesome. Stephanie's feeling 4 to 5-ish. Thank you for sharing. Good. And maybe you just drop in the chat what is your experience like with energetic masks or armoring? Like, what is your familiarity with this? Are you like, what on earth is that? I have no idea. Or are you like, oh yeah, I've got those. I'd love to hear like, what are your thoughts on that? Any questions you have around that? There's a really great movie called The Mask by Jim Carrey that kind of expresses how this can work. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's really interesting, where he has this mask that he finds and it's magical and he likes wearing it and becoming all charismatic and charming, but then it ends up taking over and having a life of its own and becoming problematic. So it really interestingly represents the way that these energies can work with us in our lives. So what is a mask? What is energetic armoring? And a mask is a kind of energetic armoring. And I wanted to add armoring in there as more of a general, because it's not always on our face. So people pleaser shapeshifter here, says Alexandra. Yeah, thanks for sharing. Okay, cool. So we have a feel for what it is. These things are often energies that we call in to feel safe, usually in childhood, sometimes in previous lifetimes. And has never heard of energetic masking or armoring, but very interested to find out more. Cool. We're getting into it. Um, so when we are young, we don't have tools to protect ourselves when we don't feel safe. And not feeling safe could mean things like our parents fighting, being yelled at. It could be lots of things. So when we're young, we don't really have the capacity to protect ourselves, and we rely on others to help us feel safe. And because of the way the world is, there's going to be times when we don't feel that way. And so we can try kind of working with energy, and this is an unconscious process that happens usually when we're young. You can try like putting on a brave face. So if we're told, especially as a little boy, but either, if we're told, just to be happy and not cry and to be strong if we're crying, say when we skinned our knee or something, and say, okay, I have to put on a brave face. And so putting on a brave face, it's like putting on a mask, putting on a face that is not authentic to who I am. It's not authentic to what I'm feeling. And so when we wear that mask over time, we can be wearing it for so long that we forget that it's not even actually us. It can just feel like a numbness or a loneliness, or it can feel like a disconnect, like I just can't connect. And so that's how these things can kind of show up in our lives. And there's always going to be beliefs and behaviors associated with that energy. And we're going to be getting into that in a little bit. So we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be doing some journaling. We're going to go on a journey together. And afterwards, for anyone who's interested in going deeper with me, I'll share about how you can work with me. But yeah. And let me know if this is making sense to you guys. Energetic armoring and masks. Bringing these things in when we're very young to protect ourselves, to feel safe when we don't yet have other tools. And so it's not that they don't serve a purpose. Everything in life serves some kinds of purpose, but it can come to a point where it is no longer serving us. So if some sort of thing, energy we've invited in to help us feel safe, to put on a brave face, to protect us, to help us hide, to hide our true self so that we can't be hurt, that can you see how that can eventually cause problems if we're continually hiding, or if we're continually putting on a face that doesn't feel authentic to how we're actually feeling inside. So over time, it can wear on us because it's an energy that it's not authentic to you. It doesn't ultimately belong with you. And so it drains your energy. So whenever you're not fully embodying your authentic self with who you are, if there's some other energy there that doesn't belong, that's going to be a drain on you. And it's going to cause frustration. It's going to cause feelings of disconnection, because if you don't get to authentically, fully know and express who you are, to be yourself, then that can be very lonely. It can be hard. Like, I spent so many years feeling like I just can't connect. I don't know how to connect. I want connection. But I had these blocks on myself. I had my own armoring on that was preventing me from feeling that connection. So the first place we have to find that connection as adults, when we're babies, we look for it elsewhere. We look for it from our parents, our mothers. But as we get older, it has to begin inside of us. And how we do that is by releasing these patterns, these energies, these beliefs that we pick up when we're younger. Yeah, so just drop in the chat if you feel that, if that's resonating with you, if that's making sense, if you have any questions about that. Energetic armoring and masks. It's kind of funny to think that like there's all this energy that out there, and maybe that we bump into, because everything is made of energy, and you have your energy that's internal to you, and then others' energy that is external from you. So there's yours, and then there's others. So it is, you only want your energy in you, only yours. And sometimes when we go through difficult experiences, we can try to hide, we can try to like escape the body, we can be up in the head, but really the safest place for us to be is embodied, is in ourself. Because when we are occupying, or when you're occupying your space, your energy, your body, then nothing else can. Yeah. So I want you to start thinking about what are some ways that this has been showing up for you. And Anna already mentioned, shapeshifter, people pleaser. That's great. So, or sorry, Alexandra mentioned that. So maybe just drop in the chat some ways that this has been showing up for you, and as specific as you can get, the better. So, what are some behaviors that show up for you? So this can look like a fear of being seen, of putting yourself out there, of speaking your truth. So it could be a fear of visibility, of putting your face on social media. It could be a fear of speaking about things that are really important to you. A fear of being too much, too woo, a fear of being not enough. Like, how does that show up? It could be, what are some other ways? What are some other ways that hiding could show up for you, or not being in your authenticity? It could be people pleasing, like Alexandra mentioned. Let me just drop in the chat, what are some behaviors of how that shows up for you? What are some ways I'm not fully authentically myself? What are some ways I'm not fully authentically myself? Let me just drop that in the chat. How does that show up for me? When I'm not being authentic, what happens? It could be people pleasing. What does that look like? Shape-shifting could be like becoming whoever is needed for the other person to feel comfortable. When I don't feel good enough, yeah. And so, what do you do when you don't feel good enough? How does that show up in your life? What are the behaviors? And just see if you can tune in and ask your body to show you, what do I do when I don't feel good enough? Not standing up for myself, says Gina. Yeah, that's a good one. And so you don't have to share here, you can, but I want you to also think about what specifically does that look like? Like, where are the moments I don't stand up for myself? Anna, in many ways, I'm in the wrong job, even though I know what I want to do. Okay, yeah, hard to make new friends, new people. Judgment and projection, says Kim. Okay, yeah, good. This is great, guys. So this is gold. When we start getting aware of this, awareness is the first step. So having this awareness is already creating space from you and that behavior, because you're realizing just by being aware of it, it takes it from the unconscious and brings it into our conscious awareness, and that creates a level of separation. So instead of running unconsciously in the background, that here we can just identify as it can, those programs can run us, but when we become aware of them, we have the choice to separate from them, to choose to change them. So this is really gold to get into the specifics of this. And Kim, you can even ask yourself, okay, where does judgment and projection show up a lot in my life? In what ways does that really show up a lot? Yeah, this is great, guys. I'm thinking of the behaviors. So for me, as an example, I had a behavior where I was just so resistant to structuring my day and my calendar. And I was so resistant to doing these things that would help to grow my business, like reach out to podcasts. I know I do really well on podcasts. I just wasn't reaching out to them. And I wasn't doing these things I was supposed to do. And I unpacked deeper down. We're going to go into this in a minute. Okay, why am I doing that? And the belief behind that was I didn't feel like I was good enough. And I didn't feel like I was good enough, so I didn't want success because I didn't feel like I was good enough to have it, that I was going to mess it up, that I was good enough to do it. And so I didn't want to structure my day because I didn't want to be reminded of the things that I was avoiding and feel even worse about not doing them. And it was a big aha moment. Once I realized that, I was like, oh my gosh. And it just got a lot easier to start doing the things I needed to do. And I did some tapping techniques, some EFT, some releasing it from my nervous system somatically, and that definitely creates a lot of freedom. And and then unlocking it in my awareness and understanding the behaviors, the beliefs that were causing me to feel stagnant. So I want to go into the thought behind it now. So what are the beliefs behind that behavior? So you can even try finishing the sentence. I don't stand up for myself because, so whatever the behavior is, because, and then finish that sentence. We're going to look at the reason behind it, which is going to show you the belief. And you can write this down when you get that. So I don't stand up for myself because, let me see. I don't go after the work that I love. I don't pursue the job I want because it's hard to meet new people because I judge and project because. So whatever the behavior is, add because, and then finish that sentence and write down what comes up. And you're welcome to share it in the chat if you like. And it's probably going to be a painful belief. Fear of judgment and self-doubt. Yeah. Okay, awesome. And Alexandra, you can say, oh, okay, got it. So just because of fear of judgment. Okay, and self-doubt. Awesome. So another way we can go deeper with this is I doubt myself because, or I doubt that I'm. So if that doubt could speak, what would it say? Really looking to distill it down to what is the belief behind it? Fear of confrontation. Okay, good. And I'm afraid of confrontation because what will happen if there's confrontation? Awesome. Because I'm scared of others not loving or accepting me. Okay, this is golden. We're getting really specific, guys. And so a belief that could be pulled from that is I'm not lovable. If I'm scared of others not loving and accepting me, it could be I'm not lovable. Because I assume they're right and I'm wrong. Okay, yeah. Yeah, great. So I assume that I'm right, they're right and I'm wrong. Someone will be smarter, more wise than me and shut me down. Okay. All right. This is great, guys. You're getting very specific. This is really good. So I'm not, someone will, because someone will be smarter, more wise than me and shut me down. So we want to take the because and let's distill it down even more. Distill it down to a belief that feels like is behind that. So it could be something like, I'm not smart enough, or I'm wrong, not lovable, confrontation is unsafe, afraid of not being good enough, but more than that, afraid that I'm not enough and will be abandoned, unloved, alone. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you can, for this exercise, you can try doing the whole of that, or you can look at, okay, which is the biggest piece of this? Is it feeling not good enough? Or you could say I'm not good enough, not lovable. Okay, and so we're getting clarity on these beliefs that are behind these behaviors because we're going to shift them. So this is not just like a pain party. We're getting clarity on this because we're gonna shift them. Not enough, yeah. And by the way, not enough / not good enough, this is an epidemic, guys. This is such a prevalent belief in people of all ages, from little tiny kids to seniors. And it's something that each time you shift this within yourself, it helps to shift it in the collective, but it's just also, it's in the soil, it's in the collective consciousness pretty strongly. So this is a great one as we shift it to continue affirming to yourself the opposite. And so we're going to move into this now. So if you can, when you get some clarity on the belief behind it, not lovable, not good enough, not safe, not worthy is another way it can show up. whatever it is, or something like that that works for you, write that down. And then you're going to look at what is the opposite of that. So if the thought says, I'm not good enough, the opposite could be, I am good enough. It could be, I am enough. I am worthy. It could be something that is, this is going to become the affirmation. So the affirmation could be something entirely your own, but it's the opposite of that thought. It's like the antidote to that poison. It's the anti-venom, you could say. So let me see. So if it says I'm not lovable, I am lovable. I am loved. I am so loved. So and you can drop in the chat, what are some opposites to some of the thoughts that we found? What is an opposite? Let me just feel into that. And if at first it might not feel true, because if the other thought's been hanging out for so long, this opposite could feel like, oh man, what is that? What a joke. But we're just going to try it on and play with it. Just because it's unfamiliar doesn't mean it's less valid. So I'm just going to try that on. I'm safe. Beautiful. That's great. I'm safe. That's great, guys. And yeah, just drop them in the chat, guys, and let me know how that thought feels in your body when you think the thought, I am safe. Is it calming? Is it relaxing? How does it feel in your body? And then compare that to the original thought. If it said, I'm not safe, how does that feel in your body? Does it feel tight or tense? Notice that every thought you think, your physiology, your body is going to respond. It's going to either accept it with a sense of calmness, or it's going to try to reject it with contraction. So your body is like a living lie detector. When it accepts it, it feels good. It feels expansive. It feels freeing. If it feels constrictive, then there's something there that's not true for you. Yeah, so love to hear, guys. What are the opposites? And if you want some help with it, let me know. We can kind of explore some opposite thoughts together. But you know, it could be something like, feeling anxiety, tense with the other thought, with the negative one. Yeah, and then notice how it feels with the other one, with I am safe. Good. Okay. So another example as an opposite could be, so I don't stand up for myself because I assume they're right and I'm wrong. Opposite of that could be, I trust my truth, or I trust my discernment, or I listen to my discernment. I am loved. Oh, I'm loved makes you feel anxious. Okay. All right. And that could be unfamiliarity too. It could be, this is something that, can we trust this? You know, this has not been what's been running in the system for so long. Okay. All right, guys. So getting some clarity on that, the opposite thought. And it's okay if it feels weird or unfamiliar. But I want you to imagine if you had that opposite thought, like I am loved, I am safe, I am enough, I trust myself, I'm smart, I'm lovable. When you feel into that, what kinds of behaviors come from that thinking? How would you behave with that running in your operating system, with that thought in your energy that said, I am lovable, I am enough, I am safe, I can trust myself, I'm wise, I'm smart? How would that shift your behaviors and how you act in your life, in your work, in your relationships? How would that be different with that thought, with those thoughts in your energy instead? And just, it's like a thought experiment. If it feels like, no, it's not possible, just play with it. It doesn't, you don't have to keep it right now. We're just exploring. Just give yourself permission to open up to that window of possibility and see what that might look and feel like. Let me know in the chat what would be different with those thoughts. Well, how would you show up differently? The opposite thought makes me feel like, what if the good thing isn't actually true and I believe it? I'm afraid of being let down. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Molly. That's really common. So the mind loves familiarity. So it's always going to gravitate towards what it knows, even if what it knows is certain pain, certain misery. And the part of the thought can be, well, I don't want to go up if I'm going to fall back down again. I don't want to do that. I would rather just have consistent down. The up and down is too painful. So this is part of our survival mechanism, because your mind's job is not to keep you happy. It's only to keep you alive. And so we have to shift what becomes familiar. And we do that through repetition. So you think, how many times has your subconscious been telling you that old story over and over and over again? And so at first, it can feel very uncomfortable to introduce a new story. We can feel, no, this is the truth that's been running for so long. I can't trust that. But we're going to do some shifting energetically today. And then we're going to keep working with this affirmation. And I want you to write your affirmation down where you will see it every day. Say it to yourself every day, because we're going to start saying a new story. And as you repeat that story again and again, that new belief, you're creating new neural pathways in your mind. And your mind will accept it. It just takes some time and repetition. But we're going to do some big energetic shifting soon too. All right, acting, behaving in alignment with myself with confidence, security, strength, and love. Beautiful, Alexandra. Yeah. I feel that if I worked on this and my mental, physical, emotional body would correspond, I would be able to give and receive love naturally without question. Whew, powerful. You feel the power of that. Yeah, that's huge. To give and receive love naturally without question. Who wouldn't want that? And so you can see now what that's been blocking you from. What that behavior or what that thought has been blocking you from accessing. Because you being able to access that, it's not outside of you, it's inside. And as you shift and release those blocks, that armoring, the masks, the thoughts behind the behaviors, then it frees you to access those things that have always been available to you, to access those things inside of yourself. Yeah. I feel like I would carry myself physically different if I believed that it wasn't dangerous to be seen and recognized. It sounds weird, but I know it's impossible since I'm 5'7", but I try to draw as little attention as possible in all things. I'd love to be a part of the world and connected to people. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Anna. It's beautiful. And that's a really good point, is our physiology changes because these thoughts are an energy in the body. When we release that, then you are able to stand in your authenticity and the natural expression of yourself. And so it changes how you look, how you stand, how you act, how you think, how you engage. This is everything, and it all is inside. This is where the answers are. This is where we release the things that have been restricting us. Okay. Yeah. You carry yourself differently. What would it look and feel like to stand in your power, to stand tall, to stand out? Yeah. And for that to be okay, for that to feel safe. What would it look like for that to feel safe? Okay, guys, so we're going to move into the journey pretty soon here. I'm loving the comments. If anyone has anything else they want to share, drop it in there. And it's okay if you're like, I still don't feel like I can trust that. That's okay. We're going to do a journey on this together. Just meet yourself where you're at right now. Just honor that and send some love to that part of you. That's great, guys. I'm loving your willingness to explore this with me. This is an inner, we're kind of finding a map to our inner world. All right. So if you can, even if it doesn't feel real yet, I love to just have in your mind the thought that has been holding you back and the opposite to that thought, the affirmation to that. It's okay if it's not totally, you're not totally sure, and if you don't know, a really good one is good enough and worthy versus not good enough or not worthy. That's a really common one. So there's some great ones that have been shared here. You're welcome to use some of the ones that have been shared here, or anything that's coming to mind. Just trust that. Okay, so I'm going to guide you guys through a shamanic journey. So I want you to do this ideally not when you're driving, because we're going to close our eyes, we're going to go inward, and just allow yourself to be in the experience. So as we do this, it's really not about needing to think hard or make things happen. It's really just relaxing and allowing things to happen. So the conscious mind can get used to needing to work and hard and focus and do things. But we really want to let that part of ourselves relax. And the more you relax and just observe and notice, the more it allows your subconscious awareness to come through. And that's really where these deeper energies live and where they shift. So sound good to you guys? Just drop yes if that sounds good to you, if you're cool with relaxing into this and being guided through this journey and just seeing what comes up without judging it or needing it to be anything, just seeing what comes up. And you, by the way, are in a very, very safe, energetically safe and supported space. You're in this circle with us, and it's just a process of discovery, just all energy and just exploring what's here and how can we shift it. Anna says, yes. Awesome, Anna. And drop a yes if that sounds good to you and you guys are ready to go all in and releasing this and deciding you know what, I'm just going to give myself permission to go all in here, to allow myself to allow this experience to unfold however it wants to trust in yourself, to trust in universe or spirit or God or whatever resonates with you. Awesome, Molly. Awesome, Gina. Beautiful, guys. All right. So I'd love for you to get comfortable. Tiffany says, yes. Love it. Love you to get comfy. And you can have, I suggest closing your eyes, but if it feels better, you can just relax your eyes, whatever you're more comfortable with. And I'm going to guide you we're going to connect with the light, we're going to work with this energy, and we're going to release it together, okay? So I'm going to have you close your eyes if that feels okay. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths together. So breathing in, letting it out, and again. And one more time. Good. And now I want you to imagine or feel or intend that there is white light pouring into you from above, melting down from the sky. And that light's pouring in through the top of your head. And it's relaxing everything it touches. So it melts down through your brain, through your neck, into your shoulders. Relaxing your jaw and the space between your eyebrows. Feeling that light melt down into your lungs as you breathe it into your lungs. And that intelligent light is cleansing and nourishing and healing and balancing every part of you that it touches. Feeling it melt down your arms and hands. Melting down into your abdomen and drinking that into all your organs. And allowing that light to melt down into your hips and feeling your hips sink a little deeper. Letting that light melt down your legs, down your thighs and knees. And as you breathe, feeling your breath moving as it melts down your calves and shins. And into your ankles and your feet. And allowing that light to guide some tree roots coming from you and going into the earth. And going deeper and deeper and plugging in with the core of Mother Earth. And just intending that those tree roots are going all the way into the center of the earth. Awesome. And then just maybe feeling a calmness here or a pulsing rhythm, like the heartbeat of the earth that you're syncing up with now. And just as a baby on its mother becomes regulated, feeling the mother, just feeling our Mother Earth helping to regulate you now. Feeling that grounding, calming, balancing sensation growing stronger in you. Knowing you are safe and supported and loved. And feeling Mother Earth sending some energy up your tree roots, up your legs, and feeling that light coming from above and coming from below, connecting at your heart center in the center of your chest, and radiating out, filling your whole body, and extending further from your body and filling your whole energetic field, feeling wherever that lands. Feeling that light radiate out and fill the whole room you're in, the whole country, the whole planet. Good. And feeling yourself fully connected and supported from above and below and wrapped in a bubble of light. And inviting our guides, guardians, angels, and beings of light to support us in holding a safe and sacred space, and asking that this work be for the highest good of all. Good. Now I want you to imagine in front of you, taking some deep breaths, coming into your body, and imagining that in front of you is a bubble of white light. Bubble made of light. And inside of that bubble is a magnet with an irresistible magnetic pull to the beliefs and the energy attached to the beliefs that we talked about earlier, to the painful beliefs, the ones that feel limiting, the ones that cause you to not be your true self, to not feel safe in yourself. All of those beliefs are being pulled into that bubble in front of you. And all of the energy tied to those beliefs are going into that bubble of light. And some people see it, some people feel it, some people know it. Just sensing it however that comes through for you, and just simply intending it to happen is absolutely fine. So feeling that going into that bubble of light, releasing, letting go of the stories, the beliefs, and any and all attachments as they are released into that bubble of light. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And as you have that energy there, just noticing how you feel with it separate from you, and noticing what that looks like, what that feels like in the bubble. Maybe you notice a shape or a color, or maybe you feel a density. Just noticing how that feels, sees, how you see it, or what you sense from that. And I want you to tell that energy and let it know, hey, I see that you've been here for a long time. And I see that you have been serving a purpose. And I thank you for having served a purpose for so long. I thank you for being here to protect me when I didn't know another way to protect myself. I thank you for helping me to feel safe when I didn't have other ways to feel safe. You can say it, but I want you to know, and maybe decide now. Decide if you'd like to let this go. Decide now if this has truly been serving you to not be yourself, to be holding an energy that is not truly you. You decide now if you'd like to let this go. And if you have resistance to letting it go, I want you to explore, am I ready to find out who I could be without this? Am I ready to give myself permission to meet who I am, who I actually am, without this? And noticing any beliefs that come up around feeling unworthy or unsafe and meeting your true self, I want you just to put those in that bubble of light as well. These energies like this are, they have a self-preservation, to hang around, and so other thoughts can come up tied to them. So notice any thoughts that are coming up right now around any resistance, and just put those thoughts in the bubble. Noticing who you are without those thoughts. Good. And if you've decided to let this go, I want you together imagining a big, beautiful white sky above us, filled with glowing white light. And I want you to thank this energy and realize that this energy has come here to serve a purpose. It's come to teach you a lesson, and right now we're going to embody that lesson. So I want you to remember that affirmation that you found. I am lovable, I am worthy, I am enough. I want you to think of all the ways that this is true, all the ways that you are loved. I want you to feel how deeply loved you are by life, that you have come into form, into physical form, a mathematical miracle for you to exist. And just feeling the love, the energy of love in this space right now. Just feeling how deeply and profoundly loved you are in ways that you can't fully comprehend now. I want you just to let that energy in. I want you to let in the energy of I am worthy. Just to feel your inherent worthiness. There's nothing you need to do or make happen for that to be true. You are here, you are energy, you are consciousness. You are a part of existence that no one else can play, that can be, only you. Just feeling how deeply significant that is. Only you can fill this space in existence. You are enough. You are worthy. Just feeling that in your bones and every part of your being. I want you to let this energy know I don't need you now because I am enough. Because I feel now that I am loved. I'm willing to let myself feel that more and more. And I want you to imagine sending this ball of light up into that white sky and sending that energy of love, because that energy was here. That energy was also struggling, was also feeling these thoughts, these beliefs. So I want you to send it love and send it up into that sky, that white sky above, and feeling it being pulled up into the sky like a tractor beam of light. Pulling that ball of light, that energy up into the sky, going up and up and up, and connecting with the sky in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And feeling that melting into that white sky and transforming into light itself. Melting away all strings, attachments, beliefs, and energies tied to that are releasing into the light. And allowing yourself to fully and completely hand all parts of that over to the light, knowing it is safe and good to release that. Sending your gratitude to that energy for helping you to have this moment of remembering that you are worthy, that you are loved. And feeling that in your body. I am worthy, I am loved. And feeling the energy of your higher self pouring into you like a white light, drinking that into you. The energy of your authentic self, just drinking that in. And feeling that energy of your authentic self filling up your whole body, your whole energetic field, expanding into every part of you. Maybe feeling energy move and shift and integrate, filling back up with you. And I want you to let your authentic self show you a scene now in your life, a moment in the future, showing you a scene of what's different now that you know that you are worthy, now that you know that you are loved, now that you know that you are safe within yourself, within your truth, within your being, within your authenticity. Seeing a scene in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as you're there now, is it daytime or nighttime? Are you inside or outside? Are you alone or is anyone with you? And if others are with you, who is there? Notice what you're doing. How are you feeling? Make this scene more vivid, more clear, more bright, more real. Knowing this is natural. This is part of your natural being expressing itself. Make it brighter, make it crisper, more colorful, more clear. Feeling this in your energy, in your body. Taking the scene and bringing it into your heart and placing it in your heart. Allowing it to unfold exactly as it is meant to. And feeling yourself wrapped up in white light. And imagining a set of stairs now in front of you with 5 steps. And placing your foot on step 5 and knowing you are safe, you are loved, you are worthy, and you are so enough. You couldn't be more enough. And drifting on up to step 4 and feeling present in your body, taking some deep breaths, feeling you returning home to your body, to this moment. Moving on up to step 3, feeling calm, feeling peaceful, feeling connected and at home in yourself. And drifting on up to step 2 and feeling light, feeling clear, feeling renewed. And floating on up to step 1 and taking some deep breaths. Feeling like you just had an amazing, healing, transformative night's sleep. And easily recalling the details of this journey. Taking your hands and clapping them and rubbing them to create heat. And when you feel that heat in the palms of your hands, cupping them over your eyes and breathing that heat into your eyes. And washing your face. And over your head, and down your neck and shoulders and down your body. And just gently opening your eyes, coming back into the room. Maybe just looking around, finding something in the room to focus on. Just grounding yourself back into the present moment. And if you like, you can journal some of what you found, of your experience, and you are also welcome to share it in the chat. I'm going to give you guys a minute to kind of come back and write down some of what you found. And I would love to hear it in the chat as well. And know that however you experience that is exactly how you are meant to experience it. You can't do it wrong. And everything you find is just information, it's feedback. And so whatever you find, you're welcome to share that in the chat. And for anyone who's watching the replay later, know that the beauty of doing energy work like this is it doesn't matter. We get to go kind of beyond space and time, so you can really connect with the energy regardless of whether it's live or later. And for those who are live, you can absolutely listen to this again and release another piece. Mm-hmm. I've always had issues of letting go of the past. I really enjoyed visualizing the things that don't serve me, leaving my being and sending it off. Yeah, awesome, beautiful. And thanks for sharing, Tiffany. And when we visualize, we're actually moving the energy. So our thoughts have an electromagnetic energy as well. And visualization and guiding it, that's a form of intention. And our intention is very powerful, especially when we're in that kind of sacred energetic container. We're able to move things in a very deep and powerful way. So visualizing is beautiful. It's what you see is like a representation of the quality of that energy. And as we guide it and move it, you are moving energy with your intention. So it is real. It's a very real dimension of that we're working in. Yeah. Guys. And if at any point anyone's tired, feel like you need a nap, that's normal. Let yourself rest when you can. It's just your body wanting to integrate the shifts because we did some really big shifting there. And so resting and napping when you're able to just helps that process. The end, I was with my partner on the balcony of our house in the Dominican Republic, looking out over our garden. I was writing. Yeah, beautiful. So that sounds like it's a message from your soul saying, hey, let's do this. Let's create this. It's great. So the images that you get when you're in those places, it's just kind of like it's a message from your soul, your higher self. And so really just be open to what comes up in those places, even if they can surprise you or if it's been a tiny dream. It's part of you saying, hey, this is an important dream for us. All right. It's crazy how easy this stuff can be, but the conditioning we're used to makes it so difficult for us to slow down and be intentional. Yeah, it's just like a remembering that's happening. And, it's just like remembering that we have this capacity to, claim how we want our lives to look, to claim ourselves, our body, our energy, our consciousness. Yeah, well said, Tiffany. And so, and so with a vision that comes up, just be open to that. Maybe be open to, okay, what are the things that help me move in that direction? Is there an inspired action step I could take to move me in that direction? Yeah, beautiful, guys. Beautiful. And feel free to share too how you're feeling now on a scale of 0 to 10 from when we were beginning. Feel free to drop that in the chat and just noticing how you're feeling. And if you're like, I'm tired, it's like, okay, you just need a nap to integrate that. Check in again after. The unworthy energy that I put in the bubble lightened and calmed down when I thanked it and told it I didn't need it anymore, and it felt relieved as well. Beautiful. Yeah, so this is a healing both for you and that energy. Everybody gets the benefit from this. Yeah. I was checking in with these energies before the call, and like, hey, we're going to do this. Is that cool? I'm like, yeah, we'll work with you. So a lot of the energy we worked with was energy that wanted to be released. It's always beautiful to have you. Oh, thank you, Kim. Working on my knowing and belief that I'm worthy of health, happiness, and love. When I visualize, I'm in a field of wildflowers, which reinforces my decision to change our garden to be a pollinator. We're filled with nourishing food and plants for ourselves and the earth. That's beautiful. Love that. Awesome. Yeah, you can feel the energy of that. It feels so good having your garden like that. Ah, beautiful. Awesome, guys. And so if anyone does want to go deeper with this, if this is a form of healing that resonates with you, if you were feeling called to really know yourself and to really create these visions in your life, to really step into that, some of you I'm already working with. Nice to see you. But if you are feeling called to learn more, then just drop learn more in the chat or send me a DM and I'd be happy to talk with you about it. Medicine Within is starting Monday and it's gonna be a beautiful class. So if you are feeling the call, it's good to trust that call and just see where it takes you. I find we can go to really amazing, magical places when we give ourselves permission to follow those calls that are guiding us. They're kind of like messages from the soul saying, hey, this way. So thank you guys for joining. Thank you for going on this journey with me, for shifting this energy. What you're doing, what we did today is a beautiful healing for you, a healing for the energy you released, and it's a healing for the collective because you're sending ripples of healing out into the collective consciousness. Every time we release this kind of energy, it's shifting it one piece at a time. So it's really a beautiful thing to do for you and for Earth. All right, guys, so sending you my love and have a beautiful week and talk to you next time. Bye.